Make no mistake, my friends, I hope that you're doing well today, that you can be in a hurry as much as you like. You can be panicked and stressed and desperate to make a point, but I learned a really, really valuable lesson yesterday. It was a very, very blah kind of day yesterday. From the moment that I woke up, it was just a blanket, so it's a sort of new blanket of cloud where you can't discern one cloud from another. Just this blanket across the entire sky, and everything felt quite heavy and sort of monotonous and laborious. You know, there's some days that really just feel like hard work, and it was approaching the late evening, and I thought, I still haven't recorded my video, I still haven't engaged with any people on Twitter, I haven't done the stuff, I haven't done the basics I mentioned the other day, and I don't feel good about it, you know? That was the mood. And I thought, right, okay, look, 8 o'clock, there's an hour before I turn off the computer, before I power everything down, before I get into bed and read my book, a non-negotiable each day. And I thought, I can record the video, I can engage with some people on Twitter, I can get the job done. Because in my mind's eye and in my heart's far-stretching eye, I knew what it would feel like to actually get the work done. And I knew it would feel brilliant to get it done, even if it was a bit of a rush, that it wouldn't necessarily be my best work. And it wasn't. You know, it wasn't. And the perfectionist, oh my God, the perfectionist voice in my head saying, this is rubbish, this is useless, you're useless. And I thought, no, that's not true. I'm going to get the work done, because there's always a devil here and there's an angel here. And I listened to this one. I listened to my guardian and guiding angel and thought, get it done. You know? Tick it off the list. Have a really fantastic day. Get to the end of the day when all the bases have been covered. And I did. And not only did it feel brilliant to get into bed and read another chapter of my book and just feel fantastic, but I woke up thinking, right, bosh, this is really positive. And what I did yesterday was by no means my greatest work, but I still covered all of the bases. And imagine, this is the point. Imagine when you have one of those days where you've checked off, you know, the items from the list, and it wasn't brilliant, and it felt, you know, suboptimal. Imagine what you could actually achieve in 6 months to a year. And we're still in December, do remember that. Imagine what you could do in 6 months to a year if you really, really applied yourself to the work. Because I am passionately committed to buying back the family home in this village where I now live once again. And I have a beautiful view of the river here, but one likes a nice big detached house with gardens and a place to park, a very clearly defined perimeter, and I can see what I'm going to do in that house. Just to the house alone, I can see what I'm going to do, and I can also see what plans are going to unfurl by achieving that magically meaningful thing to me. such a powerful feeling to know, and always remember this, that whatever it is that you actually want, heartfelt desire, that you can actually have it. It's a really, really fantastic proposition. And I think there are millions of men like us who feel this as well, who know they've got the capability, who know that they've got the staying power, who know that they have the stamina and the wherewithal to actually weather any kind of storm. And the more specific that we get, you have the end goal in mind, you know what the process is of how to market your business, your service, your offering, and you really apply yourself. Well, this is a consistent theme in my recent videos. Imagine what you could achieve for yourself, and imagine the beacon of inspiration that you could be for other men to get on with their lives and to really make something of them. And so it might just feel like a one kind of shit day where you don't feel like you've gotten that much done. But actually that one day, keeping to your decision and your purpose, actually doing that is a really massive thing when you do it consistently. Now, the point here is, what are you actually deciding to do with your life? I'm honing in. I'm getting as laser focused as I possibly can with my eyes on the prize to actually achieve all the things that make my heart sing aloud. But you really have to mean it. And we know that all of the excuses that we make for not doing and pursuing what we really, really want, we know the excuses aren't real, but we know those sneaky little emotions, and they're not little, but those sneaky emotions that are hiding here, there, and everywhere. We know that they are the underlying cause of why we aren't necessarily doing all of the work that we could do. And it's in those times where doubt and skepticism, ultra skepticism that leads you just to question, but do nothing. I don't mind questioning, but you have to put everything into practice. And it's when you allow those doubtful or those pessimistic feelings to take over you, that's when you start to become smaller, less significant, less joyful, less fulfilled. And it's in those moments that I believe it can really help to have somebody to carry you along the way, because these journeys are better when we have support and encouragement. That's my role. That's what I want to do. And I think the more of us that accept help, the better it can become. That's why I record these videos. But you always have a choice every single day of whether you let doubt win or whether you let determination win. And the more that I choose determination, the more satisfied I feel, the simpler the process becomes, the more I get done and the closer I get to what I really want and how I want to live, who I want to be. The question is for you, will you allow yourself to do that in your life and to really make something, to really be who you can actually be?